What's up? Welcome. Welcome in. Alright, so today we have a little topic to talk about today. I'm going to talk about relationships, mainly like friends and romantic relationships. I'll be talking about that today and my experience with them. And the reason why I don't believe in the reason why I avoid relationships myself, and I don't really have any friends or a girlfriend or anything like that. Well, when I was young, obviously I had different kinds of friends. When you're in school, it's pretty easy to make friends. You're just minding your own business, and someone just comes up or sometimes you go up to them and you talk and you play, and then you establish a friendship. So yeah, I had many different friends throughout my whole school life. I was really close to this one person in high school, but I wouldn't consider the friendship like wholesome or anything like that. It was more of a toxic friendship. We just made fun of each other, cussed each other out, and we made fun of other people too. That's about it. I didn't like it. I remember in junior year. Well, 11th grade of high school. I just got fed up with it all, and then I left the friend group I was in, and I was by myself. I had no one to talk to, no one to hang out with. And the only thing that kept me company from not thinking of my own loneliness was books. I would just read self-help books. At the time, I was reading a lot of self-help books. So I just read all that. That usually kept my mind off from the feeling of loneliness. And yeah, it was like that until my whole 11th grade year. Eventually, around my 12th grade year, I made up with my friend and we got back together, as friends, and continued like that until I finally got out of high school. And he also got out of high school, and we all went our separate ways, and I never heard of him since. To be honest, I don't really want to see him or hear from him anymore. He probably thinks the same way. He's probably already forgotten about me, so yeah. Yeah, I've always been the lonely type. It's always been hard for me to make friends. I think the only time it was easy for me was when I was in elementary. But after I got to middle school and high school, it was really hard. I remember I had a really low self-esteem. I'm not saying my self-esteem has gone up or anything. Sure, it's not as bad as it was in middle school. In middle school, it was really bad. I remember when I would walk to school, I would look down. I didn't want to see anyone in the face. I didn't want to see them in the eyes or anything. I would avoid eye contact. I would always look down. And I also had I didn't like the way I look. I saw other people who were fit or stuff like that. I was skinny at the time, but when I was in elementary, I was pretty fat. But once I got to middle school, I started thinning down. And I just wanted to look fit. I just wanted to look muscular so I could attract girls. And yeah, I remember I used to skip meals. I wouldn't even eat for hours. It got so bad that one time, when I got home and I didn't eat the whole day until I got home. And when I ate, I felt really sick to my stomach. And after that moment, I was like, nah, I'm not doing this anymore. Who knows what could happen? So I stopped doing that after that. Now I don't really care much about body body fitness or the way I look or anything. Sure, I work out. I don't work out too often. I only work out three days a week for an hour. That's about it. I'm not consistent. I have not gone. Sometimes I don't work out because of my own laziness, but I'm trying. I'm working towards that. Be consistent with my workouts. My mindset has changed. I used to work out just so I could be fit and strong and attract girls and stuff, but now I find that it's just pure vanity and nonsensical. So instead I just work out just to stay fit, just to be healthy, because I don't want to get to an age where I have to depend on doctors or on other people to get me around places, or I can't get up, or I need a cane or something like that. I don't want that. So now that I still have the chance and opportunity, I'll stay fit, work out, and eat as healthy as I can. But yeah. Well, back to the topic of relationships. My apologies if I went off topic. So yeah, also with, like I said, I always been pretty lonely. After high school, like, I did not make a single friend after that. It was just work. My main focus was just work. Sure, I didn't like work. I'm not gonna get too much into work because I'm actually gonna make a video on that later. But yeah, my focus was just work and video games. So I didn't really. Eventually, I decided to make friends, and my first option was online. So I tried making friends online. That didn't go well. And after that, I eventually just gave up. Yeah, I just gave up on the whole idea of making friends. And now that my mentality my mindset has changed, and I view everything as meaningless and without a purpose, I find no reason to make friends. Yeah, because the way society is, I've seen videos talking about it. I'm not 100% sure if it's really like that. Maybe I'm too much online. Mainly YouTube. I see a lot of it on YouTube. Well, that's what I see in my content. What I get shown. It's like a lot of people keep saying that people are not the same anymore. Like, people have changed. That people are cold, selfish, and they only think about themselves. I think that's true to an extent. And to be honest, I think it's always been like that. People have always been selfish and cruel and cold. It's always been like that, to be honest. I just don't want to be friends with people. One thing I've noticed about people that wasn't like that before, it was like people are too stuck they're too addicted to their phones. They can't sit still with their own thoughts, or they cannot stop, like, they can't put their phone down for a while, just for a little bit. I don't have a phone anymore, like a smartphone. Luckily I replaced it with a flip phone over here. Yeah, it makes this noise when you open it and close it. Yeah, I replaced my smartphone with a flip phone. And that has helped me a lot. Because I used to be too much online too. I would like be all day scrolling on the phone, looking at YouTube or whatever. I also had social media for a while, but I never made any friends on there. So I never stuck long enough. Just for a while, and then I would leave and delete it. So I've never been addicted to social media. And I don't think I ever will, because I'm never going to get it. It's a waste of time. And yeah, I'm never going back to a smartphone either, because like I said, all I see people is just stuck in their smartphones. Like, I walk outside and then I see people on their smartphones. I go to a store or whatever, people are on their smartphones. Like, I was like, can't you just put it down for a little bit? Just for a little bit. Even when you're driving. I remember one time my dad was driving. I was with him. we went back to this car, and the car just froze there in the middle of the street, and we were like wondering what's going on, why isn't it moving? And then my dad had to finally move out, and then I saw through the window, and it was a woman, and she was like looking down, and I know she was on her phone. She was literally holding up traffic. And that's what I'm saying, like, just put your phone down for a little bit, man. You can't put it down just for a few minutes, maybe at least an hour? Like, sheesh, man, like, are we that addicted to that thing? So yeah, that's another thing that bothers me about people today. Like, you just see them and they're always on their phone, always. Even when they're talking with their friends, they're like, they have to look at their phone before they say something else. Like, just put the damn thing away, bro. So yeah, I find that annoying about people. That they can't just put their phone away for a bit and like just focus on the moment. Just be present at the moment you're in. Yeah, and I find that pretty annoying. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't really make friends. Reason number one being because of my mentality. Like, I find it meaningless. Another reason, I'm pretty introverted. Like, I'm a really quiet person. I don't talk much. I only talk if I have something to say, but if I have nothing to say, I stay quiet most of the time. So if I'm in a friend group, I'll be the quiet one in the group, to be honest. I probably won't say much. And people are put off by that. I notice that people don't really like that, and I think that's the reason why people don't really approach me, because I'm too quiet. And also because I look serious. I look serious, but I'm not serious. Well, sometimes I am, but like, I just have this, I guess I just give off this vibe that I don't want to be approached or something. So yeah, like, I'm pretty quiet. I like to keep to myself. So that's why I don't really it's hard for me to make friends. I don't want to make friends online anymore because online friendships don't last, and also I rather make friends with people I can see face to face, not online, because I can't see them. I don't know what they look like, and they don't know what I look like or anything like that. It's much more easier to pretend online, and I don't like that. If I make friends, I'd rather make them live. And to be honest, I'd rather just have 1 or 2 friends. That's about it. Close friends. But to be honest, I don't think I'm ever going to make any friends. I'm pretty isolated. I hardly leave the house. And when I do, I just keep to myself. I'm not actively seeking for friends or anything. I'm just minding my own business. So yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna make friends, and I've come to terms with that. I come to terms with that. I come to accept it, and it doesn't bother me like it used to back then. I'm okay with it. Besides, I wouldn't want to be friends with myself either, because like I said, I'm pretty negative. I guess I have the mentality of a doomer. Yeah. And with romance, man. You probably heard of this a bunch of times. Have you seen those videos like today's dating is cooked, or the dating landscape is really bad? And yeah, it is. I'm not gonna deny it. It is. I never had a girlfriend. Nope. Never had a girlfriend in my life. I've been close to almost having one. Like, I think it was around high school, the last 12th grade, I almost had a girlfriend. She was a freshman, by the way. I'm glad it didn't work out, because I was already leaving high school, and I was already old, and she was younger than me. She was barely starting high school. I'm just glad it didn't work out. Yeah, that I almost went out. I almost dated a freshman or ninth grader. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, ninth grader. Just barely starting high school. Like I said, I'm glad it didn't work out. Yeah, I just didn't. I didn't know how to ask her out. That's the reason why it didn't work out. I didn't know how to ask her out, and then I eventually left out of high school, and she didn't hardly reply back through messaging. That's because her parents were strict, and then I just after that I just deleted my own social medias and stuff, and technically ghosted her pretty much. And yeah. Yeah, I never really knew how to approach girls. I still don't. I'm not gonna lie, I still don't know how to approach girls or anything. And to be honest, I don't think any girl will be interested in me because I'm not really attractive. And like I said, I'm negative. I have a negative mindset. I have a dead-end job. I work a 9 to 5, and I barely make enough to pay my half of the rent. Cause I still live with my parents. This is my parents' house. But I'm not. How do you say? I'm not a leech. I'm not leeching off of them or anything like that. I help them pay the rent and the Wi-Fi. So yeah, I still do stuff. Right now, I'm unemployed. I'm not working right now, but eventually I will get back to work around June or July. But yeah. So to be honest, no girl will be interested in me. I don't even have a car. Heck, I don't even drive. I don't even have a driver's license. Gasoline prices are crazy these days. My dad usually takes me places, and when I work, I usually work with my mom and dad, and they drive me to work. So I don't worry too much about transportation. Plus, I don't even like to drive. You don't really own a car. You're always constantly paying that thing. It's a pain in the butt. You have to pay for insurance. If the car breaks down, you have to pay to fix the car. Like, it's a lot of work, bro. A lot of stress. And that's the kind of stress I rather live without. Well, back to what I was saying. Yeah, so yeah, I'm a virgin. Probably gonna be a virgin for the rest of my life. I don't feel comfortable being intimate. I don't like flirting. It just feels weird to me. Heck, I don't even like to hug people. It just feels weird. I don't know. Puts me off. Sure, I hug my family. Even then, I still feel a little bit awkward doing it, but I still hug them and stuff sometimes. I'm not much of a person. I'm not much into intimate contact or like touching type thing. I can do handshake or a high five type stuff, but that's about it. I don't do hugging or kissing or anything like that. That's weird. I don't like that. I'm just weird. I'm just like that. So yeah, and like like the dating market is pretty bad now. Girls have really high standards. They want the perfect man. And it's really hard to stay in a relationship in this economy too. Plus, like, yeah, it's really hard to sustain a relationship in this economy, and I also don't want to have kids either. So if I do get a girlfriend and we get married or something, I don't want to have kids because why bring someone into this miserable life? That's the most cruel thing you could do, to be honest. My opinion. And yeah, it's just, I don't believe in romance anymore. I don't care about it. It's not something I want to do. Sure, I tried dating before. Like I tried online dating apps, Tinder, Bumble. It got me nothing. I tried. Yeah, it got me nothing. Yeah. I even paid for premiums on some of those apps and nothing. I was literally like a ghost in there. So that just made me give up in total. And yeah, right now I don't care anymore. I don't care about romance, and I've come to terms that I'm just gonna live alone, a virgin for the rest of my life, and it is what it is, you know. I'm not upset. Sure, it used to bother me back then, but I don't really care anymore. Like I said in my first video, I just want to detach myself from everything and just enjoy what I can and focus on myself and do the best I can every day. I think that's all I have to say today. It was a pretty long one today, but yeah, if you stuck this far, thanks for watching, I guess.